We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Look over there. Riding into town to save the day once again. It's time to round up your pulls and ride to the comic store. Here is your Extreme Hardcore Nerds Weekly Comics Report.
Welcome back. It is now time for us to discuss comics. We talk nothing but comics. We talk everything comics, and so that time of the day where I turn it over to our resident comic nerd himself, Gunnar Sipper, as he brings us all the news from pages and panels throughout the week. So, with that having been said, Gunnar, what is new in the world of comics this week?
Well, we're kind of in that pre-Comic-Con era.
Nobody's announcing shit because Comic-Con's coming up?
Yep, and everything that is getting announced that's going to be at Comic-Con just makes me so sad sometimes.
Why? Does it have something to do with comics?
Funny. I
was going to say, when I went to C2E2, is that more of a Comic-Con than Comic-Con is?
Yeah. Pretty sure Comic-Con doesn't stand for convention anymore. It's being like, we're conning you into going to this place.
We're conning comic fans to show up so we can give them all this other crap.
Surprise! Movies and pop culture and tons of toys, because that's everything that's been announced is toys. Leading into it, speaking of superhero movies, Marvel announces there will be an Iron Man 3 panel at Comic-Con. Maybe we can finally figure out who is playing what in this movie and what is going on.
So, we're going to get this new character. We're going to get this person. All right, what's he playing? I don't know.
We can't tell you that yet. Why
No,
not?
it's not I can't tell you. I don't know.
If I was there, I would literally be the first one. Are you Iron Patriot? Why do you look like this? Someone please explain to me what's going on.
Gunner's going to be that guy when they say, okay, there's a microphone in the middle of the, holy shit, where did you come from?
Yeah.
Gunner just instant transmissions into the room. Questions answer now.
MODOK demands answers. Will I be there?
I'll come running in.
And all of a sudden, it's like people start lining up. Just shut the fuck down. This is going to be a while. All right, you.
Sir, you need to
Trust me, guys, I got this.
Sir, you need to sit down. Sir, you need to sit down. Stefan, I come in, I'm just a giant floating head. Continue.
Well, I will. Marvel and Susan G. Komen for The Cure team up for a pink breast cancer awareness variant covers. The covers that will be featured are Avengers number 31, Captain America number 18, Captain Marvel number 5, Fantastic Four number 611, Invincible Iron Man number 526, Mighty Thor number 21, Uncanny X-Men number 20, and last but not least, Wolverine number 315.
The Wolverine one was cool. The Thor one, I'm sorry, just
Thor was
stupid.
a little, yeah. This isn't like...
It was basically they took the regular cover and just put a pink tint over it.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with it. They're, like he said, the Wolverine cover has X-23 on it, so it's decent. It seems pretty fitting for her.
Yeah.
The rest just look kind of weird. I would have liked to see a little more work put into this, especially for a charity.
So I won't be getting any of these.
I would say you probably pick up the Wolverine one.
Yeah, just because of the X-23 cover.
Okay.
It looks cool.
I haven't seen the Avengers, or like I'm guessing the Fantastic Four one's probably going to have Susan.
I don't know. Will it though?
It might. It makes sense, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know if they will, because literally it's just a pink tint on it. Like
They couldn't find any other
someone
artistic manner to do this. It just
like I said, the Thor and the Captain America ones literally are the worst ones because you can totally see it is the cover they were going to use, just pink tint.
And I think that's the way it is
That's
with
just
all of them.
ugly.
They just took the covers and made them pink on all of them.
That's just ugly.
Yeah. And like I said,
The only one that I saw that looked like there was actually thought and actually like drawn out for it was the Wolverine one.
so
I wonder how much this had to do with either side.
I don't know. I don't know if they were just like, hey, we want something, just do whatever you want. And they're like, well, we don't have time or money to deal with this shit. We'll just make it pink. That makes sense. I don't
I
know.
wonder how many guys now are gonna go. I can't get that one. It's pink. I don't want to be judged when I go to the counter. No, that's all they'll think of this year. They won't think of it as something is for charity.
I just love though. It's like you have how many guys picking up like Wonder Woman, Supergirl, World's Finest, all these ones where it's a female lead character. But I'm going to be nervous because the cover's pink.
I was just gonna say I'm hoping you're catching my reference from comedy.
Yeah.
Or Comic Vine about that.
I know.
Yeah.
Pro tip: if you've got a significant other that's female and not a fan of
I
comics,
love this.
and
It's
they
now,
love being
we now have something to go back on her for all those times. Yeah, could you go pick me up some tampons? But I really don't want to do this. just go do it. Now we have something. Could you go pick up that pink comic for me? I really don't know that. Yeah, but you can pick it up for me.
You need to run to the comic store for me, but I really don't know. You need to. I already have it preloaded
Can I
in your
request
GPS.
Jordan to do something for me?
No, it's fine. It's all pink. It's going to be okay. People stay away from you. It's pink.
Well, they'll stay away from you already because. Yeah. Can I request Jordan to do something for us? This is just retribution for you.
No.
You made me go to those movies. I want you to go get this comic for me.
You made me go to prom, therefore.
No, I've made her go with me to the comic book store.
But now she has to go alone.
It's usually stop spending money on stupid stuff. I'm like, it's not stupid stuff.
But see, now
she
you
buys
can
the
for
math
this.
book.
She can for this. You can tell her it's like, it's not stupid. This is for breast cancer. And
It's for charity.
yeah, and she'll kind of go, damn. It's for a worthy cause. I win.
By the way, that'll be 42. Anyways, after 50 years, it seems the wall crawler... Spider-Man is getting a sidekick on August 22nd.
Oh, that was so good.
I love how I got the nasty glare there.
I love, you're the one who wrote the article. It's like you put it in these words, didn't you, you son of a bitch? Like he didn't see that coming. He walked into it. I don't see any of the other words leading up to this, so I'm just going to read it as, fuck you. Oh, that was great.
So
We know who Alpha is.
I'm guessing I'm the only one that looked at the preview.
I saw a little bit. Is it now the kid's supposed to be Parker's lab assistant?
That's what
I think
That's what I got out of it. Or that he's like an intern at the research lab.
I know he was there. I didn't read a lot of it really detailed. I kind of flipped to certain things that people were talking about and was looking.
And basically, yeah, the machine that he's working on starts malfunctioning. He goes into spider mode, tries to rescue everyone, and this new guy basically takes a lightning bolt right to the chest.
Yeah. The one thing I've seen online that people are really mad about is, which kind of...
Spider-Man's getting a sidekick?
No, that's fine. Everybody's been like, well, it's about time. I mean, that's not... this could be interesting.
Okay, now I know you're the Spider-Man fan here. I somewhat am. Where in the realm of Spider-Man does it make sense for him to have a sidekick?
No.
Let alone a teenage sidekick.
But this could be funny. I don't think you're thinking about all the potential here.
Something seems so great about having a teenage superhero have a teenage sidekick. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah,
I'm just
a
imagining-
mid-20 superhero now has a teenage sidekick. Yeah, this doesn't...
I'm just imagining an
These are
Ultimate
two
Spider-Man
generations that obviously clash together very well.
where Spider-Man has to be trained by Tony Stark, and Tony Stark just brings him to the lab, and it's just filled with Iron Man suits. It's like, yeah, this is my lab, whatever. Something. He's like, this is so cool. And he's like, really, I'm only doing this because my girlfriend basically told me I had to. And I can just imagine that joke being totally run deep into the ground with this.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
I'm not saying it won't be interesting.
No, I hope this isn't like it's staying this way, but I could see this pretty good for
I have fear.
a couple arcs.
I have fear itself dancing through my head right now with this.
I think you'll live.
Well,
I don't know how Spider-Man doing.
I think we're only one issue in.
Yeah, it's only one issue in. Not a whole lot has happened yet. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I think we can gauge on how well that does. We can see how well this could do.
Side note, since you brought it up, I don't know if you watched the G4 around comic. What's the comic thing they do?
Fresh Ink?
Yeah, did you watch it this week?
No, because I saw it was hosted by the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, the moment I saw ICP, I was like,
I'm out.
I can't believe this show even has anything anymore.
I put up with it. It's better than it looks. You basically ignore the intro, and it's people from G4 to like the people that don't normally get to be on the show. They're like, hey, I really like this comic, so I'm going to talk about it. And they
So wait,
do
does
the
ICP actually talk in it?
in the beginning?
But do they have anything to do with comics?
Not really. You can.
So I can seek past that part.
Yeah. They do talk about Spider-Man 1 in there.
Okay.
So, anyways, the one thing I saw that was really upset with a lot of people is they were like, you finally had a chance to get some diversity in here, and you picked
A
the
blonde
male,
white kid.
white, blonde kid from suburbia
With blue eyes.
with first world problems.
Zihaya Nagoosh!
Hi, Steven. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Okay, I'm not holding my breath on this one, but I'll at least give it a chance.
I'm hoping we can at least get a couple really good, funny panels, and I'll consider it worth it.
Okay.
So
Spider-Man bumps into Static Shock.
I would watch it.
I would.
I
wouldn't even care that this is a crossover that just can't happen.
Seriously, it should have just been Static Shock.
Well, we
He's
don't
got
know
the powers.
we don't know what his moves or what his power set is yet.
He got struck by lightning. I can take a couple guesses what it's going to be.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Anyways,
Solar power?
Blue
Yeah,
Water.
when everything's Barry White.
No. I can't. I'm not doing the dance. I really want to, but I'm not. He totally wants to see it. But
Blue Water Productions announces 2 titles getting movie treatment. Blue Water. They're excited to announce a new partnership with Pleroma Entertainment, an independent motion picture production company. Pleroma plans on optioning Blue Water's comic books Insane Jane and Tom Corbett Space Cadet.
well, it's clearly got to be good at rhymes.
I was gonna say I checked out the Space Cadet one. Was not that thrilled with it. The Insane Jane actually looks like it might have some potential behind it. So we'll see.
I can't remember. Why doesn't someone just? Why don't they just make that Crash Nebula? I'd do that. Make it easy.
What's that from?
Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay. I thought I heard it. I knew it. I just couldn't remember. Anyways, Avengers Assemble in one... See, I gotta start... I tried to pre-read it, and I was like, that makes sense. And then I say it out loud, and then I realized why I write my own comic news. Avengers Assemble in one set, included in the 10-disc Phase 1 Avengers Assembled set.
So what Gunner's saying is he ignores punctuation.
There you go.
There's no punctuation. I promise you, I'm reading it as written. This set will cost you $189.99. I think we talked about this. This isn't the.
This is the box set.
This is the box set definitive
This
thing.
is Iron Man 1 and 2,
Yep.
Thor, Captain America, the Avengers,
Hulk 1 or Hulk 2.
Yep, the Incredible Hulk.
Just the Incredible Hulk. And then bonus disc, the Phase 1 archives, collectible packaging with exclusive memorabilia from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What I was asking, is it the helipad?
The helicarrier?
Helicarrier.
Is it that one? Is that what we're talking
That
about?
might be.
Because I know we brought this up, and I thought that's what that was the Avengers, the complete
Box
collection.
set. That it might be. I'm not 100% sure.
We'd have to wait till we see.
Because
an
that
actual
seems
image.
like a decent pricing for that.
100,
Side
yeah.
note, this is Blu-ray.
Yeah, for 10 Blu-rays.
A couple of them are Blu-ray 3D. If you really care which ones they are, it's Thor and Captain America and the Avengers.
Which I
but
don't want.
For $190,
It's
pretty good deal.
If you haven't gotten any of them yet, this is definitely going to be the way
if
to
it's
go.
the helicarrier.
Not a single one.
I have every single
I
one
was
of
going to
them.
say, you have every single one, but if it's a helicarrier, I could see you buying this again.
comes with working rotors, and I'm good.
No, $190 to drop on this again, especially since I had some of them on DVD. I rebought all of them on Blu-ray.
Okay, maybe not then.
It's that kind of that really weird thing of us of we gotta get it now because of certain things, but then it's like
Besides,
if
I
you wait
already
little bit,
have
something
a gun
way better is
case,
gonna come.
and I already have a Ninja box on its way. Where am I going to put a damn helicarrier?
You
get 2 plastic wires.
Thank
and
you.
Hang that motherfucker from the ceiling. And
Come
you
on.
Stare at your achievement like, yeah,
Worth
I've
it.
done this.
And I also have a box set of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the way.
Well, that's probably actually just going to be a box set. It's not like it's going to be.
You can't display that. Like
Yeah,
you can
it's
display-
not.
It's coming with an exclusive Red Ranger statue where he's wearing the dragon armor.
But it's not like it's going to be.
So you put that with your statues. You
Yeah.
don't put that.
It's not like it's a display. It's not like an actual display case, like that is.
Yeah.
Like a case. Yeah.
So, quick question: when you get special cases like this, do you keep all the content in it still, or do you take them out and put them in new cases?
Depends.
Depends on how they have it packaged.
Yeah.
Helicarrier.
Oh, well, we don't know how it's packaged on the inside.
Like if it's just the helicarriers, the box, and all the individual movies are in their own cases, I'll take them out then. But if it's like Star Trek, where the actual case is the Enterprise, then I don't have a choice. I have to.
You have to keep it in.
Well, that's why I was wondering if you would just take the disc out of it and put it in a new case.
No, I keep it in there.
I keep it in there.
In the original. Okay. Anyways, moving on here. I thought trying to keep with staying with Marvel. Punisher Warzone was just recently announced. A new cross-line event announced for October. And yes, there
That
will
movie
be lots
sucked.
of blood. Not movie related.
The only good line out of that movie is when Castle shoots this guy's face off with a shotgun, and the cop just goes, "God damn it, Castle!" That was the only good part about that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's not about the movie, but still.
Not
Yeah, I know what you mean though. They probably should have picked a
Better title.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways.
And here are the quiet sections.
Yeah, I just
Tumbleweed rolling.
fine, Stefan. DC news then. DC
Yeah, you're really gonna stick it to me now. I'm gonna fucking attack Stefan. DC, motherfucker. It's like, yeah, you're hurting me now.
DC Comic partners with Barnes & Noble for Nook releases, including all manners of collections from its new 52 relaunch. Why
Barnes
does
and Noble now finally can pull the stick out of their ass. They can get DC back on the shelf where it belongs because now they're getting the same content Amazon is. Congratulations.
Well, now they have to fucking put all those goddamn books back.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying like they're gonna have to figure out where to put all the other books that they put in those spots because they, remember when we went there last time before and I went, yeah, remember how it used to go from here and then yeah, now it went from to this. All I know is that the manga section moved down one.
Is that at Ian Prairie Mall?
At most of them. We went
Yeah.
to the one in
Egan, I thought.
not the one in Egan. We went to the other one over in Wayzata.
Oh.
And we went to that one, and it
yeah.
was even smaller. I was like, wow. All right, you want to see Marvel? All right, these 6 shelves are Marvel. You want to see DC? This shelf is DC. And they were pretty much all like the giant trade backs. So the hardcover trade backs were the most prominent thing.
Yeah. Well, with the new 52 becoming available on the Nook, we also have the DC Comics second new 52 survey. What else are fans reading?
I took it.
Oh, God.
Patton Oswalt, you're a bitch for not doing this. Seriously.
Why? Oh, so that's what you're talking about with Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
He went.
But wasn't the guy actually like harassing him to do it, though?
I
I think there was a difference of not wanting to do it and the guy just like getting in his face, making him want to do it.
it was more like, hey, do you have time to take a survey? And like Patton was just a dick about it.
I think he when he talked about it, he's like he told the guy no, and then the guy like persistently hounded him to do it.
It's It's not that long. You can take it online. I think
Where's
I
it
put.
Is it on just the website or?
It's on Nielsen's website.
Okay.
I thought I linked it to the Facebook page. If we didn't, I'll go back and get it. But yeah, it took me like 15, 20 minutes. Basically, all it's asking you is, are you aware of the New 52? Out of the New 52, they'll give you a few of the books. Which ones have you purchased, either print or digitally? Graphic novel wise, stuff and stuff like that. Is there a
line to actually tell you what you want to see, or they just have it like button thing of all of the characters?
Buttons, and then like also if I know there was one question where it was like, when you went to your local comic store, did you just buy DC or did you go for something else? So I went for other things. And like, okay, and like, well, which other ones did you go for? And they give you like some image ones, a lot of Marvel stuff. And then they also have a spot where you can kind of click other and insert.
Can you type in like
yes.
which one? Okay. I'm just going to type in Zatanna 200 times and see if they listen.
So, but yeah, no, like I said, it took like 15, 20 minutes. It wasn't
anything too big.
Yeah, no.
Nothing that felt like...
The main premise of it was, are you aware of the New 52? Do you like the direction it's heading? And ultimately, how are you still buying your comics? Are you doing it print or are you doing it digitally? Those are the three main questions they were asking.
Both,
yes.
I think you need to strangle some of your writers.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of weird things that I'm okay with and not liking.
I really hope you said that was a mistake with JSLI.
Oh, yeah, they have a comment section, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like there's one section where it asks specifically about the 6 new titles. So like Earth 2, World's Finest, stuff like that.
So you can actually
you can write in your review or what you think about them.
I definitely.
And I know the one thing like, well, so what do you think of
I feel like we should have all done this together.
So what do you
we can each look at our own little psychotic.
So what do you think of so what is your opinion on the New 52 just as a whole? You don't need 14 goddamn Bat books.
I'm doing this now.
That's literally what I said. I'm like, I'm a fan of Batman, but I'm also disappointed to see, like more main characters like Superman and Lantern and a couple other ones getting pushed into secondary roles so you can have 14 back books every month. This is getting ridiculous.
While we're rolling into that news, I want to hold you right there because I want to bring up a story, and I'm going to hand this over to you to read because I feel like this is going to be a good story. And I'm guessing you know which one.
George Perez?
Yes.
Okay.
Please go over this real quick.
Shit.
Okay, so in Metropolis, Illinois, yes, it actually does exist. Every year they hold a Superman convention there.
I'm surprised you haven't moved there yet.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed he hasn't tried to found his own town called Smallville.
Surprised he hasn't tried starting one.
Oh, no, I like being from Hollywood, okay?
If you build it, they will come.
And one of the guest speakers there this year was George Perez, who is working on, obviously, the new Superman, New 52 relaunch.
But which one? Was he working on both?
He's working the main Superman book.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
and
people were coming up to him and basically say, hey, you did okay, but, there's things you did with the character we're not liking and this and that. And basically he went on to explain his frustration. And he goes on to, quote, unfortunately, when you're writing major characters, you sometimes have to make a lot of compromises, and I made certain compromises. And unfortunately, not through any fault of Dan DiDio, he was no longer the last word. A lot of people making decisions, going against each other, contradicting, again, in mid-story. The people who love my Superman arc, I thank you. What you read, I don't know. After I wrote it, I told them, here's the script. If you change it, that's your prerogative. Don't tell me. Don't ask me to edit it. Don't ask me to correct it. I don't want to change something that you're going to change again if you disagree. Essentially, DC is working like WCW used to. Too many chiefs, no Indians. And when one chief disagrees with another chief that disagrees with another chief, nothing gets done.
So you're saying that the creators actually have problems with the people that are giving them?
Yeah, it kind of goes with that whole of Avengers thing, that when you let somebody who knows the franchise who's passionate about the franchise and who's creative, and you just say, go have fun, look at what happens.
And
not 12 series of checkpoints where every little checkpoint something gets changed. Now, I'm assuming I am going to be the only one here that's actually read the new Superman line.
Oh, I only read the first one. Off your recommendation, too.
Well, because you're always like, well, he's Mr. Big Blue Boy Scout. He never has an attitude.
I was there when you got it, so.
Yeah.
But he also said that, didn't he talk about how it's difficult having two comics going on at the same exact time, one telling your origin and the other one your current stories?
So
yeah,
you have to live in the origins of the
one
world.
doesn't have any influence or not supposed to with the. But in all retrospect, though, that one shouldn't be that bad, because if Grant Morrison's only covering the origin, you're just covering, okay, Superman's here. I know the base Superman character. I can write with that, no matter what he might change here or there, unless it's a drastic plot point. Then you can turn around and say, okay, dude, you need to let me know this stuff. But yeah, the first 6 issues were these energy creatures that were attacking Metropolis. They were alien of origin, not from Krypton, but they
were kind of robotic, weren't they?
yeah, they were kind of like nanobots.
Yeah.
But the only thing that they saw was, like, the first thing they saw was Superman. So they created 3 forms out of his abilities. So one was heat from his heat vision, one was cold because of his ice breath, one was his X-ray vision. So that's like, there was one book, like, the only way he could see the monster is if he was looking, like, through a television scope or, a camera lens or something like
This
that.
sounds like a good idea.
I mean, in theory, it worked until about issue 5 or 6, when, like, all of a sudden, all the nanobots went back to base form and infected Superman, and so now he's Mr. I'm running amok and beating the crap out of Supergirl because she's trying to stop him. Well, at the same time, you're also got the inner monologue going where, like, he's trapped in his own head, but he still can hear and is aware of everything going on. That was like the end of issue 5 was such a shocker for me, and I couldn't wait to get to number 6. And they could have did such a good job with this, and they completely blew it. Because you just see him floating in the void that is his mind. And, Lois is trying to call news outlets and this and that. And all of a sudden, she just yells, Clark. And that's what gets his attention while he's trapped in his own mind. So I'm like, you could have rolled with that so much. But yeah, no, they completely dropped the ball.
No, not surprising.
So, I mean, overall, like I said, it was a decent story arc. It wasn't the best Superman story arc I've read, but after reading that, I can definitely see where it's like, okay, you have a base concept, you have a base idea, but okay, now we're going to change this a little bit, we're going to change that a little bit. Well, we're going to make this that guy, we're going to turn this over here. I can see now where those pieces kind of started, and yes, they do take away from the overall experience.
So I guess I should change my comment from before now, is that the writers don't need to be choked. I think we need to choke some executives.
You need to get...
That could possibly also
think
be
you
the
need
reason
one
for why
executive.
Yes,
there are 14 Bat books, and that also could be the reason why some of the Bat books have taken such drastic slides up and down the hill
yes,
of greatness.
It's like, okay, if you want to have separate divisions, go for it. But you have one executive that's in charge of Batman, one executive that's charging Superman, one executive that's in charge of Green Lantern. Where you have multiple titles, you have one guy that's looking over the books.
And then one executive producer over everything.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. I think nobody's going to disagree with you on that statement.
But
And-
I don't think-
But this
I don't
is
think-
just proving that
Yeah.
point.
Example,
That when
so-
you don't let creative people be creative with the property and tell the
ruins
story
everything.
they want to tell, and you try to make too many changes, ultimately you're just going to fall on your face.
So if you're listening, please take this survey, because this is where your feedback could actually help influence this.
Yes.
Making me say, You and I are going to do that since he did not.
Yes, we will be.
No, when we do it, we have to write down.
We will
have
be
to
on
note it,
Skype
and
with
then
each other.
Well, we can be on Skype, but we have to note down everything we say and then post it on Facebook to give all our responses for what we said to this, so everyone can read exactly what we thought back.
So
200 pages of Zatanna.
just one quick more DC story to go over real quick. They are advertising a new SDCC promotion called Meet the Makers, a chance to meet with the creators behind the characters, which is actually a little bit of a different approach than they had in the past, where it's been, you know, basing off characters or new lines that are coming up. They're really going towards, hey, you know, we probably screwed up. We're going to put more focus back on our creators now.
Yeah.
So, good. Obviously, this outrage has caused
And also, too, it's nice to actually see that they're doing it where the fans can talk to the creators and be like, okay, here's where you went wrong, at least in my opinion. So if you have 2,000, if you sit in front of 2,000 people each day and 1,300 of them tell you, well, this sucked because of this, then, you know, I probably should fix that.
But I wonder if it's
Or
what
we
he's
can
saying
actually
again.
get a reasoning for, okay, I got this. I don't know what you meant by it. When I saw it happen in this other thing, I put the two together and got this conclusion, but you've done something completely else. Can you explain to me what this actually means?
So,
you know,
and obviously we'll see more how this works out once Comic-Con rolls around here in a few weeks, but good. Yeah, glad to see some things changing.
I hope Kayvon's there. I hope he does his own panel. I really do. I want him to be there because I want someone to grab him and have him explain all of the fucked up things in his mind.
I just want to hug him at this point. If you're not reading Saga, you really need to go change that.
I do want to high five Fiona Staples really, really
It's I can't recommend that, but that's another story for another day. Moving on with the news, Heavy Metal Magazine has announced that with the June 27th comic store release of their 35th anniversary book, Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Book 1, Helldiver, they're going day and date release.
God damn it!
Well, first you criticize me because I don't put enough explanation for stuff on there, and now when I actually go through and put
it was better. It could have used some punctuation. I just loved how many numbers were in that one run-on sentence. June 27th, release of their 35th anniversary book of the Four Horsemen's book number 1, day-to-date release.
yeah.
Some words could have been used to replace some of these things, maybe a comma or two to separate things. Nah, fuck that.
No, we're having too much fun now. But yes, Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Book 1, Helldiver. It's good. I mean, it's always good when we see a comic going day to day. Yeah,
Day and date.
Yep. Speaking of new up-and-coming comics and such, Kickstarter sensation Sullivan Sluggers, the pen and graphic novel from creators Mark Andrew Smith and James Stokey?
You know me in names.
Yeah, well, I'm just as bad. If you don't know anything about this, this is a zombie-themed mixed with a baseball theme. I haven't taken too much of a look. I know the Kickstarter was a little bit spendy for me to want to get into it.
Okay.
I think you could have done a digital route, but as a graphic novel, it was hardcover, so it was a little bit more up there. Anyways, it will be debuting as a series of single issues, with issue number 1 premiering today exclusively on Comixology. I'm assuming today?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it's supposed to be July 1st.
By the time you are listening to this, it will be available on Comixology. If you've had doubts, I think the Kickstarter is done now. I believe it recently ended, but if you're interested, I know I will probably be looking into this one.
Okay.
It's a good option. I like it when they do this. Publisher Mohawk Media has announced that classic literature and horror monsters Frankenstein is to star in its comic book series Dracula vs. Robin Hood vs. Jekyll and Hyde.
So you have Frankenstein fighting the Dracula, fighting Robin Hood, fighting Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Why is Robin Hood in there?
I don't know.
Like, this wouldn't make sense except
This
for
is
that
like
part.
this is seriously. I read that. I'm like, I'm getting a fanboy versus zombie comic going through my head right now. Like, this is seriously fan fiction. Somebody found is like, this would make a great comic book.
The best verse fanboy was Freddy versus Jason versus
Michael Myers.
No, I think it was Ash
Oh god.
from
Evil Dead.
yeah, and Army of Darkness.
Okay.
And it might have been one other one too in there, but it was those three going at it in a mini series, and it was fantastic.
At least all three of them have some kind of continuity that goes with horror. That makes
Yes.
sense.
I'm just really glad when
three
you
horror monsters, and then the tale of a thief. I'm sorry. What?
It'd only be better if it was set in England.
I was gonna say, set to be a made-for-TV movie starring Johnny Depp.
But which one would he play?
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
Would he? Would he?
You'd probably want to play Dracula, but I would more want to see him as Robin Hood.
I could see him even playing Jackal.
I totally could see him playing Jackal.
Okay.
Completely insane Jackal. I would love it. I would watch that 7 times.
No, I could see
more.
Jackie
No
Earl
more, no
Harley
less. He ends at
as
7
Jackal, as Dr. Hyde.
I mean, there are a lot of good people who get this. So, hey, maybe this is a sign. People go buy this because we want to see a movie.
We're already writing it as we're recording.
Copyright.
Copyright.
Trip Fantastic Kickstarter aims to launch the world's most self-destructive stunt junkie into print. Since last October, writers Jason Baxter and Mac Hamilton, with artist Derek Charm, have been telling the story of Trip Fantastic, his celebrity stuntman battling against pretty much everything up to and including himself. This seems like you're aimed towards you.
Kind of. It's basically about a self-destructive,
person.
a self-destructive stunt artist. So Evel Knievel just that really hates himself, and drinks and gets high and does basically lives the rock star life.
Well, this is so evil, Knievel.
So yeah, I was gonna say so Evil Knievel.
I don't really know why this one was in comic news. I mean, I guess it fits. I think we could have. I don't know. Anyways, Transformers hats that actually transform. Big Bad Toy Store has pre-orders available now.
I wonder.
I know I posted this.
I know
Yeah,
you
I know
posted
you
it,
did.
and I looked at it. I didn't think this was real. I thought this was just like this would have been a really cool idea.
No, as far as I know, this is a legitimate product.
So this is
Then-
a legitimate hat,
yes.
or is this a legitimate
That doesn't
toy
make
that's a hat?
s-
No, it's a baseball hat.
That would make sense. What I saw from there, I had no idea why you would be able to wear it. That's
Yeah,
why I was
Because I
wondering.
felt like it would be plastic and heavy.
Oh.
And I was like, I would never want to go outside with this on my head, for fear of the random people I know that love to either mess with my hat, or the fact of just being there and it falling off and breaking.
No, true.
I'd be
I-
way
yeah.
too fearful of that.
I have doubts.
I
hope-
feel bobby pins coming on for that.
The National Geographic Channel has announced that next month we'll see the debut of its own TV series set in a comic book store, Comic Store Heroes. What comic book store, you ask? New York's own Midtown Comics, allowing viewers a chance to see what happens behind the scenes. I just hope we're not getting another one of those.
This is supposed to be the
So
answer
the
to Comic Book Man.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
so Comic Book Man? Is that
I could.
It's supposed to be more behind the scenes and actual like running and stuff of the comic book shop.
So
not-
like what, them getting shipments in, putting them on the shelf, or
Yeah.
taking inventory, putting them on the shelf?
I think I'd be more interested. Not
I'll
especially
give it a
if
chance.
I'll
if
give
it's
it-
National Geographic, I'm a lot more interested. Too.
I'll give it one episode to see how far they go
like
into it.
like Comic Book and A&E sounds it's more for the entertainment purposes.
There's a
where
lot
this
more
sounds like more.
entertainment.
This is like legitimate. Like this is we're showing
is
you
how
how,
the business-
a comic
Yeah.
book store runs.
This is how the store runs, but I'm wondering on how far of that they'll go, like explaining maybe something that maybe comes up in reference, and they will go into detail of
Yeah.
the reference or
Yeah.
something. Because I mean, Comic Book still does a pretty good job when they show when someone shows up with something, and they'll give you a flash, the day and the date, and then literally the guy will start rattling off just factable
Yeah.
information about the comic and all the stuff that's in the history in it.
Have you been watching it? Comic Book Ben?
I've watched all of it.
Has it gotten better? Because I know when we talked about the first episode,
On
it
par.
was-
It stayed on par.
It stayed on par, and it maybe moved up and down between the spectrum of where they were
should.
going in that episode.
Okay.
I mean, by the end, they actually showed more scenes of like people just coming in and buying comics and leaving, where in the beginning there wasn't that often. But I mean, that wasn't the first episode with the Batman guy. No, that was
like
episode
like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but that one was awesome, where they had the guy who was coming in just looking for another guy brought in some, I think, Steve Austin dolls, and he wanted to buy them, but then he's like, oh, I'm a Batman connoisseur. He's like, how? He's like, he's got the Batmobile outside. He had like one of the original signed Adam West Batman helmets, and I'm like, okay, that's fucking cool.
This is when you're glad you've got a camera.
Yeah,
on
it's
you.
like, yeah, and this is like, if this is what this show is going on, then fuck yeah, I want to watch more of this. Because and then when they do the random end roundtable, well, they'll bring in the one guy who comes in with something like really memorable. And they've had a guy come in with one of the actual Star Wars hilts, one of Luke
that's
Skywalker's
really
actual
cool.
hilts, and they
Yeah.
had another guy come in and tell them that this is one of the many hilts that was made, and he goes through all of the details about some of the certain parts in there, and like, okay, this part of the show is really awesome. I like when they do that. Or the guy that brought in like 20 vintage like #1 comics. He brought in like Action Comics #1.
Yeah, no, he brought in a long box that
Yeah,
he
and
had,
it was from his grandmother.
Yeah, he had like Batman #1,
Action
he had
Comics
the,
#1.
like
He brought
Detective,
in the very
like
first
Detective
appearance of
yeah.
Wonder Woman. I mean, like, he brought in, it was like, and they were all plastic wrapping. You're kind of like, this guy doesn't know what he has.
Yeah,
Buy it
and
for
he's
$5
yeah,
don't
especially
tell
when
him.
he's like, well, if you want to take him out and look at him,
No! Yeah. I was like, I think we need white gloves for this.
No, you need to be in a completely clean chambered room in a bodysuit.
I'm like, this is the one time where I wish I lived near them and I'd mug that guy on camera. Mine!
This is why we have reprints. You don't open that. It's worth too much money. Just step away
This
from
is
the
the one
box.
time where I could probably convince Andrew to actually help me with a crime. Like, we're gonna be hoods today, and for good cause.
better in Crips colors, goddammit.
No, we're going to actually wear the shirts that just say Hood 1 and Hood 2. And Gunner will be the Penguin, and we're just gonna rob somebody. And they're gonna like, wow, I'd call the police, but that was too fucking funny. I'm like, that guy just got jumped by the motherfucking Penguin. I can't do anything.
If only I could do the laugh.
It's either that, you could dress up as the Joker too, if you would want.
Can I dress up as Loki? He's more goat-like.
Oh God, let's keep going.
Dark Horse is pleased to announce the promotion of its former senior director of marketing, Matt Parkinson, to vice president of marketing.
Yay!
Is anyone else really reading Dark Horse?
Not
really.
much. Didn't
Yeah.
they? I don't know. Was the new Crow released by Dark Horse?
I
Or is that
no
Ooh, that
idea.
I think that just came out.
It did just come out, but I don't
Okay.
remember who is
Who
publishing
did it? Maybe. Anyways, Comixology sales total an estimated 19 million in 2011, with a good chance of tripling this year.
So
Digital's
25% of
moving.
the 25% of the population that has those digital reading devices has kind of figured out how to use it.
Yeah, good. It's always good news for us. Zenoscope Entertainment has announced its newest grim fairy tale comic book spin-off, Robin Hood. Did you purposely spell it that
No,
way?
I
it's a
think
chick.
it's a chick.
Okay.
That's the very first
Yep.
thing I saw when I just reworded them. I'm like, Robin?
No, it's
What?
no Robin.
I know, but I just thought Robin from How I Met Your Mother. I just totally thought of that. Like, that's how she would spell it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no. The one thing about Zenoscope is all their characters
Are
are
females.
females.
Yeah. So,
I don't know if
Guessing
these are
you're
the kind of
picking that
females
one
they would want.
acclaimed graphic novel Dracula versus King Arthur. What the hell is going back to print via Kickstarter? Dracula's just been busy in
Vampires are big right now.
Well, no,
For
King
some reason.
Arthur, Robin Hood. Why isn't King Arthur in the
Dr.
other
Jekyll?
book?
Why isn't it King Arthur versus Robin Hood? Why the fuck is he versing the undead? What the fuck is going on?
Speaking of things that don't make a lot of sense, Marceline and the Scream Queens, a spin-off of Adventure Time, is getting its own comic series coming soon.
Don't watch Adventure Time.
Why?
Ditto.
It has its moments.
I throw it in the same category of why I don't currently watch SpongeBob. It's that same kind of thing of, this is too weird.
Just a couple more things real quick. Arrow is premiering October 10th. We finally have a date on that.
Damn. It's not yours, right? No, it's Zach's. Okay. Your birthday.
Mine's the 15th.
Yeah.
Cryptozoic Entertainment is debuting the first issue of a new ongoing comic called The Lookouts at SDCC with a wide release on August 29th. If you don't know this, it's the project from Penny Arcade artist. I can't think of his name. It's Mike something, right?
Okay.
I think I'm the only one here that reads Penny Arcade.
Yeah, I read it every now.
Yeah.
I read it every now and then.
Yeah, it's I know he's been talking about this for a while, and good, we're finally seeing it. It's a fantasy adventure. Edgar Wright is finished shooting Ant-Man test reel. Nothing on this project will begin, however, until The World's End is finished, the new film featuring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. So, Ant-Man could be coming. We don't know yet. Woo. That's what test footage is for.
Yep.
Just a couple quick stories here. This is one that's just really cool. For those of you going to SDCC and are a fan of Adventure Time or the regular show, there will be exclusive figures dressed in SDCC attire. I thought this was really cool. I don't know if you...
And you give me shit over the Clark and Kent ad agency.
This is relevant. SDCC. Relevant. Totally relevant.
Clark and Kent ad agent. What the...
The characters from Adventure Time have badges. They're kind of dressed up, and the character, I don't remember his name from regular show, is wearing a Comic-Con t-shirt. It's cool. For an exclusive, that's the way it should have been. One last quick story here. Lobo creator Roger Sliffer is in critical condition following a hit-and-run incident. I tried to find an update today. Still nothing other than the initial reports, so hopefully...
Yeah. People suck.
Yeah, wish him a speedy recovery.
Yep, so that's comic news.
I need more comics.
Yeah, we need more comics.
Cool. Well, with that all having been said, that does bring comic news to a close for this week. But yet, we're not done yet. Make sure you stay with us as we have our review of Spider-Man, the video game, based on the movie, coming right up next. So please stay with us as we will be right back.